Hey everybody, it's TotalGamerJunkie and I'll welcome you all back to my channel. Now, before this theory video starts, I want to thank one of my commenters, Kristopher Wickline, who actually gave me the idea about this video. About it was his comment that made me come up with this theory. Now, if you all remember, I posted a video showing you how Life is Strange Dust Issues 5 cover has changed. Even though it's the same in Comixology, it's like, I think this is the digital print that's changed, I'm not entirely sure. Now, he sent me a reply, and it said, looks like the necklace she wears in the gallery. And, I was like, gallery? What are you talking about? And then so I was trying to think, and I remembered in, episode 5, when Max ends up in that gallery in one alternate timeline. And so I went over, I had a look, and it was, yeah, the necklace was pretty similar as well. And so then I got to start thinking, like, what if this Max is a Max from that timeline? Sorry, something in my throat. Because, if you all remember in issue, I believe it was issue 3 of Life is Strange Dust, Max ends up meeting Warren. And she's going to him like the place, what do you call it, the place, the Arcadia Bay was destroyed, but they were able to save the diner, and like Max is like, I got it right here. And Max is like, it's like, you're here at the memorial, and like she can't believe that she sees him. And like, for her this is weird, but for him it's normal because this is his timeline. And he's like, this is how we say goodbye. And he's like, um, it's hard to believe that they're all gone, even a year on. And he's basically like mourning the people, even the ones he doesn't really like, because I wouldn't say he hated people, like, but he couldn't, he wasn't really a hateful person. He was like, oh, I don't really like people. Like, I mean, like, he beat the shit out of Nathan Prescott. Like, I guess you could say he hated him, but he's not like a hateful person. He's not like one of those people who holds a grudge, basically. At least that's how I see him. Now, so basically, when he's talking to Max, Max is like, the diner explosion. How'd you get out? Because if you all remember, um, when Max left the gallery, she had to go fix the timeline, and she, what do you call it, she ended up back in the dark room, and Jefferson had destroyed her journal with all her photos in it. So she had to go to, the diner and get the photo of Warren that he took. And he's like, and he's telling the Max, there was no explosion. We stopped the fire, remember? It's the only reason I'm here. And in this timeline, Joyce is alive too. So basically, what's happened here is Max managed to stop. Max uses the sand and uses a shovel to get sand and put it on the fire. And she's gone into the diner, and she's gone up to Warren, and is like, I need to get that photo back. And she's explaining to him like how she discovered she could travel through time. And so Max goes back and warns Chloe about Jefferson, and then the two of them end up staying at the lighthouse. Now, this is what's interesting here, because this Max right here, when Max jumped, she jumped into another timeline, but the Max here, she stayed. She lost her powers because, the theory, I actually mentioned this before in the theory, that every time Max rewinds, she's creating another timeline. So basically, what that means is, it's like, imagine a Max who saw Chloe get shot. She couldn't rewind, but Max was able to rewind and go back. So every time, like in my game, I think I rewinded over 63 times. So my Max created 63 timelines. And it's like, imagine Max in the dark room. She couldn't, when Jefferson's coming to inject her with the needle, and you had to figure out a way to distract him. And if you stuffed it up, you had to rewind. She's basically creating a new timeline and abandoning another Max. So basically, and those Maxes are dying and all that, which is pretty sad when you look at it. So anyway, I believe this is a Max. I believe like this could be a Max who did everything right. She warned she warned Step Douche. I forgot his name, David Madison. Yeah, she warned David the Step Douche Madison that about the dark room and where to find it, and about Nathan Prescott and Mark Jefferson. Then she submitted her photo for the Everyday Hero contest and she won. But Jefferson and Nathan were arrested, so she went with Principal Ray Wells. Now, when she's at the gallery, she gets a call from Chloe, and Chloe's going to her, Max, you were right, the storm, it's all happening, and it's real, and so, she gets cut off. You know that, from the phone. Maybe Chloe died, maybe the cell towers got cut off, like, from the tornado, they got swept away. Like, either one of those makes sense. So she has to find the photo that she submitted to win, and she has to go back and she rips it up. Now, what do you call it? Since she ripped it up, she ends up back in the dark room. Now, like this could be also this Max could be one who, when she tried to rewind, to her horror, discovered she couldn't do it. Because if you take a look at that, look at an image of Max in the game and Max on the cover art, there is a similarity between them. Like I'm not, it's not a dead on. The necklace and the clothes aren't exactly dead on, but you got to admit there is a little bit of a similarity between them. So basically, Max, what do you call it? Like this might not even be true. This like this because this is after the 4 issues. It's a new arc, and it talks about Max with Chloe and Rachel. Now, who's to say that? Who's to say that it will follow the current story it's on? I mean, there are millions of timelines. Are you saying that the second arc can't follow Max with another Chloe and another Rachel? Because I mean, if she's going between timelines, like, how do we know there's not another Max who's doing the same thing? How do we know she's the only Max with rewind powers? And it'd be interesting to see what this other Max's life is like, because as you know, the Max in the timeline where Chloe's dad lived, she was different from the Max that we play as. She had more confidence. She was a member of the Vortex Club, and she was smoking pot. Okay, I know there's no proof, but Victoria mentions it's like she doesn't say you want to get high, but she's like you want to light a doobie in the girls' bathroom or something like that. So Max was into drugs. Well, not like heavy drugs, but just mainly pot. But unlike our Max, who wasn't into that stuff. Now, in issue there is a cover art for issue 6 that shows Max with Chloe and Rachel. So I guess you can say like, it's obviously going to continue from where issue 4 left off. It's not going to be set in a new timeline, but who's to say it's not? Like I said, millions of timelines, infinite realities, infinite possibilities. So it could be certain. And honestly, that's what I would love to see. I that would be because, as you know, in each game, Life is Strange game, you play as a different character. In Life is Strange 1, it's Max. In Before the Storm, it's Chloe. And I know the Before the Storm. I know the farewell episode you play as Max again, but technically that's DLC add-on. Life is Strange 2, we are playing as Sean, and Captain Spirit we played as Chris. And I know technically that's not Life is Strange, but it is in the universe. So in each one of these games that has come out, we played as a different set of character. We played as different characters. So 4 games have been out. We played as 4 characters. But yeah, I honestly would love to see that. And I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. I'd love to see a timeline where with a Max who chose to sacrifice Chloe to save Arcadia Bay. Now, of course, I'm a Pricefield shipper. I ship it all the way. But yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see like one of those timelines, because if they're making this for the fans, like I'd like to see like how it would affect Max. Like, would she still be interested in photography after it? Would she still want to attend Blackwell? Like, and I'd really like to actually see her friends in Seattle. I think their names were Tristan and Kirsten or something like that. They were the only 2 friends she had. And honestly, I'd like to see Max's parents because we haven't really seen them. Like, we see them if in the game where you check the messages and you see their faces. They were even in the farewell episode when Max had to leave the funeral to go to Seattle, which I thought was a dick move on Max's parents, Ryan and Vanessa. I mean, your best friend's dad has just died, and you're going to Seattle that day, like you're leaving her behind when she needs you most. That is just what the fuck. I mean, seriously, yeah, just wow, you know. And like, we don't know what type of people they are. Like, I've seen fanfics where it's like, where in most of the fanfics they put like Vanessa is like the hard parent and Ryan's the soft one, but like we have no evidence to base this off. We don't know what their personalities are or what type of people they are. So I think a comic showing Max sacrifice Arcadia Bay to save Chloe. I think this would be a good chance to introduce Max's parents and we could see what they're like. Yeah, so like basically like I'm not like this isn't 100% proven. I don't know if this theory is true or not, but like I said, there there are a bunch of other like infinite timelines, infinite possibilities, and honestly, like it's just like one thing after another. And I know a lot of you aren't happy with how issue 4 ended in Life is Strange, where it's basically putting the Rachel Amber Price, the the Rachel Pricefield thing together with all three of them, and I know how all of you aren't happy about that. But like, yeah, it's not it's the writer. What was her name again? Let me just get it up real quick. The writer's name was is not was is what the hell's her name? Hold on, here we go. The writer's name is Emma V. Seeley, and she basically what do you call it, says that this is just one of infinite possibilities. So I know, so that's good. Like basically what that means is you can redo the comic again and again and again with other timelines, and like basically you can just keep doing it, and basically she could just keep doing it until she finds one where we're all satisfied. Obviously that's not going to happen, but I'm just saying it's possible. So yeah, that's so anyways, that's like my theories on the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie signing off.